Welcome to Moonstone Update. I'm Mark Beshard, the Managing Editor of Moonstone Publications. Here's a look at some of the stories we've covered over the past week, but first please hit the subscribe button and share this video with your friends and colleagues. The FAIS Ombud's office received the highest number of new complaints in a financial year since the office was established 20 years ago. The Ombud reported that an unprecedented number of complaints received fell within the office's mandate. However, only 22% of all complaints were settled in consumers' favour. A larger number of complaints were dismissed in the office's 2022 financial year after an initial investigation found they had no basis or merit. The Ombud's annual report included a section in which the office identified problem areas related to the rendering of financial services. One of these is delays in the payment of funeral policy claims. The Ombud said the main reasons for this are the proliferation of unlicensed funeral parlours and other providers of funeral policies that provide long-term insurance benefits without having the scheme underwritten. Set yourself up for a career in short-term insurance with Moonstone Business School of Excellence's Higher Certificate in Short-Term Insurance. Applications are open to enrol for this trend-setting qualification in the first semester of next year. This entry-level qualification is approved by the FSCA for all short-term product subcategories for Category 1 FSPs. Upon completing the qualification, students will be eligible to apply for a licentiate designation with the Insurance Institute of South Africa. The FSCA will host online workshops on irregularity reports and on funeral parlours this month and in December. The workshops are free, but attendance is limited to the first 1,300 people who register. The workshop on irregularity reports takes place on the 30th of November and the one for funeral parlour FSPs the following Wednesday. The Minister of Health says calls for studies into the cost of NHI benefits as a precondition to implementing the system were based on the false assumption that healthcare providers would continue to call the shots when it came to pricing. Addressing Parliament's Portfolio Committee on Health, he said the government aimed to spend no more on NHI than the 8.5% of GDP that was currently allocated to health resources. The National Assembly this week passed the General Laws Anti-Money Laundering and Combating Terrorism Financing Amendment Bill, one of two bills aimed at preventing the Financial Action Task Force from greylisting South Africa in February next year. The bill amends the Trust Property Control Act, the Non-Profit Organisations Act, the Financial Intelligence Centre Act, the Companies Act, and the Financial Sector Regulation Act. The National Council of Provinces Select Committee on Finance has begun processing the bill so that it can be passed by both Houses of Parliament before the December recess. That's all we have for this week. You can read these stories and many more on our website moonstone.co.za. Until next time, here's wishing you all the best from the team at Moonstone Information Refinery.